If today goes according to plan, then this PC will become more powerful than either of us.
Drop your temperatures and get maximum performance from your processor with Corsair's new A500 air cooler. Intuitive slide and lock fan mount system allows for variable mounting height, providing the largest range of RAM compatibility and ease of installation, while the ML120 fans provide high static pressure at low volume levels. To learn more about the all-new A500 from Corsair, click the link in the description below.
If there's anything the Star Wars saga taught us, it was that the empire of the Emperor always half-assed everything. Half-built spaceships, half-built Star Destroyers and Death Stars and moon bases. This PC is also half-assed. What do I mean by that? Well, it's got a powerful graphics card in it. 2080 Ti is no slouch. But I've got this guy that we haven't used since an overclocking competition with Steve. And this is a Titan RTX. So I figured, why the heck not see if I can't swap it? Hopefully I don't break this. So the graphics card inside of this, and this is a completely unnecessary video. I am aware of that. I just kind of want to sort of complete this build log. It seemed done, but one of the things we didn't show was the fact that I got a last minute idea to do a keyboard in the same theme. And a lot of people were like, oh my God, Jay, missed opportunity to make the lighting red. It should have been red, should have been red. The idea was that this was like, the lighting on the front of this case was supposed to be the color of the engine glow from the shuttle. A lot of people didn't pick up on that, I guess. Not a whole lot of Star Wars fans follow this channel, but I digress. How many people have such a hatred for RGB they forget it exists? The fact that I can change the color of this case to be anything I want at any time? So we can make it red and see what it looks like. I've never taken this out, and I don't know exactly how this works, if you want to know the truth, because I know we have a cable, a pump power cable right here, and this does not unplug from the pump, so I'm not entirely sure where that goes. So these two plugs right here, I'm assuming one is going to be a wire that's controlling the speed that plugs into, I don't know what yet. I haven't found where those cables from the other side actually go to. One goes to the USB, obviously on the motherboard, so that it can communicate with the iCUE software. This other one is probably a SATA power. I don't necessarily need them to be unplugged, but I do need slack so I can pull the graphics card out. This is one of those systems that's like, everything barely fits in here. And I remember, of course, it was like, we don't really recommend you try taking it apart. And I'm like, really? Oh, well that's easy enough, look at that. So they've got their own little proprietary plugs that just sort of tucked away here. So obviously we have the riser card there that I'm gonna have to unscrew. I wish I could just get this out of the way. It appears to be this screw and this screw, because the riser card's gonna have to flex. Looks like this screw is also holding the graphics card down to the little tab right there. We've got standoffs right here, one there and one there that the graphics card is mounted to. So it's extremely sturdy, that's for sure. Ah!
What? Oh.
It got hooked on my Band-Aid.
Oh yeah, yesterday it finally.
Shut up! Yo. I don't want to jinx it. But that went really easy. We also found something out too. I want to make this so people aware of this, even though this system came out like over a year ago. These DisplayPort riser extension cables, whatever they are, that go to this back piece here, are not high bandwidth enough to carry a 4K HDR signal at 120 hertz. Remember where that display kept turning off on us, the BFGD? We found out it was this system because these cables are not able to carry that signal. So as soon as we used the test bench with a standard 2080 Ti on there, all our problems went away. All right, so time to take this apart. This has just been sitting up on our shelf, and I feel really first world problem me to even say that, but it's the reality of it. And I'd rather use this thing now than have it just sit around. But I've got to take off all this knead eraser that's got, because we sealed the block. There was still air there, obviously, and where air goes, condensation. Ah, why did that fall over? I didn't even touch it. I had to make a choice. Drop the Titan to grab it, or let the 2080 Ti fall over. Obviously, I made my choice.
There's your first world problem.
You know, another reason why I don't mind using this is because that competition with like the overclocking thing we were doing, that's done, that's over. That's not gonna happen again until the next generation comes out. And I can tell you right now that NVIDIA is in the final approach.
Can you?
I said it, didn't I?
Oh my god, the flex. Dude.
Fine. For how big the die was, holy crap. It's been a long time since I looked at one of these. It's almost as big as a Threadripper.
Almost as big as a Titanic.
Did you see the retweet I did of someone that made the nightmare feel of the spinning in quarter speed?
Oh yeah. No, don't spin.
Now I know why people hate you.
Feel your
Anger. Wait, no.
anger.
Yeah.
It is so powerful.
Let the hate.
I love Ian McDermott, but man, was that over the top. I still want to know who the hell he hooked up with. Do you really think Mace Windu was beating him? I know in like Star Wars theory and all that, they say that he was because Mace Windu was stronger, but it had to have all been by design. I think so, because he went from like, oh, it's so weak, oh, to like the power. Best recovery ever. Oh, should I clean off the? Think I should clean off the shunt mod or just let it?
Nah, no, I'm kidding. You're gonna blow up that power supply.
Yeah, I should probably. That might not come off because I really.
Did it permanent?
Well, I made it really good, and then I used that really hard gel. What did we use to get it off? I don't remember last time. We did this once, right? And then we took it off. Shut up, Phil. My God, you're a child. That stuff is doing a good job at like dissolving the.
Professional terminology. Oh, that's the UK legal stuff.
So what we had done is this is liquid metal on here, and then it's got a clear like finger polish gel thing that we put on there. Uh-oh, it just took the resistor off.
Oh, well.
That's a completely repairable part though.
Yeah.
This, I don't have the right tools to do it, but, well, there's actually an easier way to fix this. Just use that one. No, honestly, I wanna do some more experimentation on this one now because we're saving the resistor here because it's totally repairable. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just practicing on this one before I ruin the next card and then go, whoa, I'm gonna put the 2080 Ti back. Okay, I fix it to the rescue because this, like, the plastic scraper deal worked beautifully. Look at that. I brought off the liquid metal and the clear gel polish stuff. See? One whole piece.
So that looked like...
It almost looked like I popped the thing off again, huh?
because it was the same exact size.
For a second, I did get that feeling of like you overslept.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this stuff also comes in handy for other reasons, and that has to do with my model making. So let's say, for instance, you want to glue and or spray paint a small piece. Let's say this is the piece I want to paint. So you go, and then you go, and then so what we just experienced with the not the SMD, but that resistor popping off is the same reason why you don't really want to try and remove heat sinks from your RAM. Because believe it or not, you could pull the entire RAM chip up. It's happened, not to me, but it's happened to people. All right, now it's time to transfer this guy over. I have no idea how this comes apart. So let's find out together. Okay, well maybe this was all for nothing. This fan that cools the VRMs runs off this plug, which does not exist on this card. Was this all for nothing? I mean, I can just wire a fan plug onto this and plug it into the motherboard or something. That's not a problem. I'm just getting more custom now. It's just a DC 12 volt.
I love how there's the existing cables and they just chopped them off.
Yeah, what the hell? Oh, they're twisted together.
Oh, so they're shorting something there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, hey, I called it.
Good job, Phil. Phil figured it out. This is a heat sensing plug right there. And so he was like, well, wait a minute. If that was stuck down in there, maybe that's designed to only turn on when it reaches a certain temp. So we decided to just wire it back up and hit it with heat. Oh wait, I turned it off. Oh no, wait, no I didn't, hold on. No, it's not turning on at all. There it goes. So as soon as it senses heat, it turns itself on. So we can just wire this up like it is, stick it back in there, and it'll be fine.
Thank you, busted Volkswagen radiator temp sensor. The fan controls itself. What else do you need?
The fan that controls itself, you know, doesn't do salty comments, doesn't call us out. So it's all heat shrink together underneath, and then it's heat shrink together, so that won't come apart too easily anyway. Actually, this is gonna be the easiest part right here, I think. Because this is a spring-loaded dealy bobber that's screwing into the same type of like retention like you'd see on the back of an AMD card right there, right? So that's the back holding on the pump, and then that has its own wires. The other plate is just a plate for the heatsink that's on here for cooling what appears to be RAM and VRM at that point.
Ooh, think I fix it for that super strong magnet.
That shows how strong the magnet was. It just held back that spring. There, see? That's it. That's the whole cooler right there. I should sell this like that. I like how it says 2080 Ti Corsair. So this is clearly being engineered and sent to Corsair for this model specifically from NVIDIA. So what do you want to bet that header was soldered on there specifically for this cooler for this purpose on this particular rig? Ooh.
What?
I missed the little hole. Shut up, pal.
Oh, there is a heat pipe. What?
Yeah.
Man, that is the best mid plate ever. Whoa.
It's got 2 heat pipes. It's beefy, holy crap. It's really stuck down on these memories because that's where the pipe was pushing down harder.
These memories.
These memories. I always say memories, I don't know. Boobies. Boobs are fun except for breastfeeding.
I mean, we don't do the feeding.
So now we have a 2080 Ti card that has to be water cooled to be used again because all the coolers that we have, including our stock cooler, use that plug that's not there. I just so happen to have laying around right here an EK water block that's for a 2080 Ti, so anyway, that's fine. Okay. Oh, MicroStar, MSI.
Ah!
It is MSI right there, MicroStar. So because they chose to go with that plug, I'm assuming Corsair requested that, without that one even being soldered on, means that I couldn't even take this 2080 Ti cooler and stick it on there if I wanted, because as you can see, it uses the plug that's not even there. Otherwise I could have been like, there we go, 2080 Ti. MSI, we have like with the Radeon stuff and they all use the factory layouts. That's a special ordered card. Yeah. I have no doubt in my mind that's a special order card. Ah. That sounded normal. Can't believe this crazy ass little PC's gonna have a tight minute. Granted, it works when we're done. Why are so many leftover screws? So before I even move on to like seeing if I can do the LED mod I wanted to do, I want to boot this up and get a picture. Let's go ahead and just see if it works. As you saw, I completely ruined one. Contrary to how people might think I'm responding, I'm not happy about it. It's just, I've ruined enough things in my time to just, whatever. All right, come on. I'm trying to be good to you and give you more power and stuff. You be good back to me. Fan's turning up there, that's a good sign. Yay! Woo! Still doesn't mean it works, because we have to make sure it doesn't stick to 300 megahertz.
Hey, NVIDIA, if a Titan's not gaming, why is it game ready then?
We're waiting. So you guys are all mad that I went with this blue color because that's the color of engines and was like, it should be red. This was original, which they had white, black, and blue for all the engines and shit. But since you guys wanted to see what red would look like, here you go. It looks like pink. And finish installing my driver. Once the driver's installed, I'm gonna do a thermal check on this. I'm gonna run it under load for a bit, just to make sure that it's not doing anything like I got a bad paste or not enough paste or whatever. So we've had it running for a bit right now, and I was even playing around with some of the overclocks just because I wanted to see if this PSU was gonna be a problem. It maxed out at 54C. Right now it's dropped down to 52 because I reduced the clocks a little bit. It's got a 200 megahertz offset overclock plus a 500 megahertz on the memory. So it's running just over 2000 megahertz, I almost said RPM, 2000 megahertz on the core,
Power limit set to 114. Everything's acting normal. But the crazy part is when it did crash, when I pushed it to the limit, it didn't do like a crazy system lockup or a shut down, which is what would happen if it was trying to pull way too much power from the PSU than it could supply. It just had a crash because it probably had a reduced voltage because of power limit. So as you can see, we're not even running at 1 millivolt, and I think like 1040 or
1 millivolt?
or one, not even 1 volt. But I think like something like 1040 or whatever is how high it's supposed to go. So it's actually doing this really efficiently. So it now has a Titan RTX graphics card in there, the most powerful card right now. And it's funny how the heat coming through because it's segmented. There's a slit right down the middle because CPU's on that side, GPU's on that side. If you put your hand on this side, the air's cool. If you put your hand on this side, the air's hot. But it's the same fan, so it's kind of crazy. Like I feel like if I pointed my thermal imaging camera at that, you would see like a gradient heat on one side and not so much the other. But we're not done yet. Oh no, there's more. We need to see if we can't make the blaster holes glow. Because that was the other thing I really wanted to do when we were doing this, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna do it. Now we got to mutilate some more stuff to make that happen. But I am so happy that I only ruined one Titan RTX today. I can't believe I have to say that.
Finally happens.
There's this preconceived notion that, no, you did it for free, he doesn't care. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. If I was given a free Lamborghini and I scratched it, I would still care.
And you don't have 46 Lamborghinis in your life.
In my Lamborghini account? Not happy, but whatever. It's repairable at least. It's not like I damaged it. I just pulled a piece off that.
Well, I mean,
If Louis Rossman were watching this right now, and he's one of the guys that's like heavily involved in right to repair and all that stuff, and he does all the Apple repair stuff in New York. I'm sure he's looking at that going, it's like 6 seconds worth of work, man. Yeah, with the right tools. I don't have the trace soldering crapper dealy bobber. All right, so we just realized we don't think the fan was running on the GPU, this one here, because how hot the heatsink was, and it's making this sound. Catching it.
that's one way to test it. Yeah, the fan's firing.
Okay. All right, let me double check my heat sink.
Heat sink.
So rather than trying to fix this thing, which could be one of my, I could have screwed up. Did I not put it back together right? Hold on. Yeah, I've got ground going to yellow.
How did you cross over it when it was... Well, you could fix it then.
We are, with this one. We're gonna use a Noctua 120 millimeter fan. Dude, and then it will blow on the back of the motherboard. Genius! So genius. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna use this crap anymore. This is why we save everything. We save everything. Things that may seem dumb and like, why are you saving that? Well, because of days like today, my friend. I have resorted to hot glue. There we go. It closes fine. The hot glue that I built up there is where that thing is supposed to go. No, I just squeeze it really hard and then it lines up. But the amount of air I could feel come through the top tells me that this was the right cooling mod to do. I feel much better about screwing up the wiring now, otherwise we may not have done this, which this is just gonna even help. But Jay, that little fan was pulling air through too, not like this fan. The only thing that kind of sucks though is that this motherboard only has that one header. Whereas the other motherboard I thought about putting in here has an addressable and a standard 12 volt next to it. Problem is I don't have any addressable RGB headers. But there is one brand out there that is telling everyone to kind of shove it when it comes to their proprietary craps with lighting, and that's Fractal. And their fans here have addressable RGB headers. Oh, I can see them, they're in the hub. These are probably popped in there the same way. Sorry, Josh.
That's one way to do it.
I mean, I just want the hub. Oh, I can pull these wires off too, because that's just for the fan. Okay, see if it lights up.
You know, one.
One.
Well, it's addressable, right? So maybe it's...
Oh, wait.
Oh, so...
It's that one that broke off. So I just sacrificed another fan to the greater good. Let's see if this time they all light up.
We found the problem on that second one.
Apparently I broke an entire LED off, like completely off. I'm not ready to give up on this yet. So we went and bought this kit thing from AutoZone from the Ricer aisle. And we were like, that looks addressable-y, because it showed like modes and stuff. And then Phil took it apart and sure, it works. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're just gonna do this guy and then we'll be done. And that's how it turned out. So this was always the plan. I wanted to do that from minute one when I started this build. Phil and I were like, man, this needs to be backlit and look like it's glowing, like it just took impact damage. Think of World of Warships. You have all those holes inside your ship and they start glowing. I'm a little disappointed in the Aura software though. I have to control it with Aura. It's just really lackluster on what it can do. Like for adjustable RGB strips, you can't give it two different colors to sort of alternate. I want to do that same effect, but with red and green, or not green, but it's green because it's 180 out from Aura, so it's actually set to green to make it orangey red. Whatever, I wanted to make it alternate between two different colors of warm like that so it would look like a fire. Instead, it looks like we have a bit of a fire and some sparks going on. We got the Titan RTX card in here that's working and water cooled. We've got the fan upgrade that was applied to not only the VRMs, but also pulling more air through the radiator. I think this thing's ready to go now. I just need to mod a mouse to match. I did the keyboard, I just need to do the mouse. I'm not gonna do a bezel for a monitor. I've broken enough expensive stuff today. I don't want to do that again. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I wanted to do this and get it ready for DreamHack. DreamHack, if you guys haven't been to DreamHack, it's pretty awesome. So it's at Anaheim this year. They didn't pay for any of this. It's just, I think it's really cool. It's gonna have all sorts of like, I don't want to even compare it to like PAX, but it is very PAX-esque, but it's all gaming oriented. It's massive. It takes up 2 full-size halls inside the Anaheim Convention Center, and there are still tickets left for standard BYOC or BYOC, like the premium one, the higher one. They still have those, as well as tickets to attend the event. So I'm gonna be there with this guy, and if you guys are in the BYOC area, come and check it out. Tell me how much you hate it. And yes.
Like that's your default.
Hate leads to fear. Fear leads to the dark side.
Oh wait, anger. Anger leads to... Yeah, it's less arachnophobia like.
It's really the really thin needle legs that like freak me out for some reason.
Until they go,